This is Celeste, and we're going to talk about Ascension and energy and collective stuff. This is Celeste, aka Joanna. I prefer Celeste though. I'm moving into a new arena of new energies. So I'm really, really happy. That's what we're going to talk about today: is these new uncharted territories. That's how Spirit brought it to me. So everybody's been going through all of these really big energies and just processing the big energies. So everybody can feel kind of the tug and the pull of old timelines and new timelines. So we really just reminding everybody, just focus on the new momentum. And really, anytime you feel any pulls going back to old energies and old timelines and old stories, just cut the cord and keep moving forward in new momentum. And just pour energy into yourself. The more that you're pouring into yourself, you're not going to pour it into the old energies, trying to make things right in old ways, or still wondering about why things didn't work and why things are this and why things are that, why things are taking so long, as for some of us. So don't, when you feel those types of energies and those pulls back to those dimensional threads and dimensional stories, it's just the splitting of the timelines. So they're wanting to pull you back into those stories because they need your energy. And so your energy has been cut off and you're moving in a new direction. And so it's very purposeful. Everything within the multiverse is vibrationally aligned. So just know that everything will be exactly where it will be, how it will be, with whom it will be with. And that's just the trusting the process. So that's again where, as you're moving through ascension, and every new ascension cycle, you're going to be asked to what can you let go of? Who are you? What exists and what exists within you, and what can you let go of, so that you can give yourself more of that expansive of breathing room. And as my last video said, in the 13th dimension, they have a very far reach. Their exhale and their inhale is very far reaching. And therefore, there's then all the love that they can filter down to all the lower dimensions. It's very expansive. It's very, it would be very refined. I can't even imagine what the 13th dimension would feel like as a consciousness, liquid light with source creator. It is the most purest, refined energy in this one-dimensional universe that we have. So I can't even imagine what 13th dimensional, how it feels for them. I often talk to the 12th dimensional creators, and they do really know everything about all the threads of all the dimensions. They have to, because they're in the 13th dimension. So if I ask them questions about, something in the 7th or 8th dimension, they know it, because they're in the 13th dimension, right? They're in the 13th dimension, and they encompass all light and all energy and all omnipresence. They encompass all wisdom. So anything that the 13th dimensional creators, they're a consciousness group, they're not individual beings, consciousness group of creators of the 13th dimension, they have the wisdoms and the threads of all dimensions and all realms. Hello, sweetheart. Hello, gorgeous angel. And so we're going to talk about uncharted territory. And so in these beautiful ascension shifts, it's really important to understand that there's timelines being pulled out, because everything is vibrationally aligned in our universe, and Mother, Father, God, and all the beings that love to do these things, they're assisting the Father in aligning based on your internal intention. So again, everything is based on your core vibration. Your core vibration, your core excitement is how you will be aligned for your reality. And so this is why we've been working on the practices and the gifts and tools that I offer. The daily ascension pathwork is so vital, because that's going to be your practice that will align you with whatever earth you're going to be on. And so it's really important. And just for Interpol, there's just been 12 people sign on all at once here. And so it's really important, because everything is aligned vibrationally. So your vibrational earth that you're going to be on, those that you will be playing with, will be a vibrational experience. So just keep focusing on your inner work. Keep pouring love into yourself. And anytime any old energies and old timelines keep trying to come back into your space, just keep having your guides push them back, and just don't engage. You don't even need to pick up. You don't even need to engage. It doesn't matter whether they want to now say sorry. It doesn't matter what they want to now placate in. They've as far as my case is, and you can tell as soon as they sign on, my throat chakra goes all crazy. They must be so proud. I'm going to continue anyways. And my throat chakra is spiraling in divine Christed-like. Thank you, Holy Spirit and Mother, Father, for protecting my chakras, for the light of who I am as the divine Messiah and the divine messenger and the vessel of all that is throughout the multiverse, bringing the highest vibrational dimensional wisdoms to earth for those that so desire to move forward in consciousness and the dimensions that they exist within for eternal life. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And so, as I was saying, The 13th dimension has great reach. And so there will be those old timelines right now that are really doing all they can to pull you back into their story. And you can just state every day, I'm not a character in your story. This is my new intention. And then create your new intention into the new timeline, because you will be vibrationally aligned. And as we said many times, like a billion times, and everybody can go back to our videos, everybody was given 3 years to make right. Everybody was given 3 years to make peace. Everybody was given 3 years to go to the authorities and do what they needed to do to make it right with their unique soul's progression. We talk about the soul's progression, your soul's fulfillment. Why are you here? You're really here for your soul's fulfillment. You're really here for a grander soul's journey. You're not here for the superficial things. And we're going to see over the next 3 months, really, a lot of breaking down in the superficiality of what we were taught and told and shown in church and state, lower vibrational energies, and really what is going to satisfy us in 5D, and the leaders and the teachers and the healers of such. And we've been talking about everything in the 3D and all of the things that we're seeing now, and all the breaking and all the submersing that's going back into the soil. And that is going to be source pulling things out that can no longer keep the highest vibration of the bare minimum. And then those that will be remaining on whatever earth they're remaining, it's up to each person individually to go within and do their own ascension path work. It's up to each person to do their own daily work and to determine where they're going to be. We offer truths about ascension. We offer truths about multiverse energy. We offer truths about the omnipresent God source creator. We offer truths about the transmutation process, about who we are, what we exist within, and what is going on within us. That is consciousness and growing of itself. The I am individuated self, the one that you were born as, the personality you were born as, the lineage, the familial energies, the familial, imprints and social imprints that we all have to work through. Those are part of the triggers that we have to heal. And so each of us are here to heal 51% of our divine feminine masculine energies. When we do heal, then we become more harmonized and more whole. We start operating and we start flowing and we start harmonizing as a higher vibrational being, because our chakras and our cells are all aligned with our new vibrational alignments, because we're aligning with the micro macro. We're aligning with the holographic reality of the source creator. We're calling in all of the soul fragments of ourselves. We're calling those into the higher versions of us, and we're going to harmonize, because we know that we can truly alchemize anything. If it's our life experience, it doesn't matter what these soul fragments are, we can harmonize it by simply, radically forgiving it and loving it and calling it in for a new version. And so all of these new ascension cycles, they're offering us new vibrational threads that we're all sitting on. And how a bandwidth looks in the spiral of now, it's just like a very, how a bandwidth looks is based on what is in that bandwidth. So like I was talking about the 13th dimensional creators, they have a very far reach because they're 13th dimensional. I mean, they're so refined with source creator, right? They're very refined with the song of love, and there's access to love in every string of bandwidth, and it doesn't matter how difficult or challenging anything is before you. We're going to talk about that today, and especially me, because I'm going to be part of one of my roles in the galaxy is an ambassador of peace, where I go to different warring, stations of galaxies, and I try and do mediation for bringing peace in to the warring fractions. So I know that I do this as a healer too, right? When people come to me for healing, they tell me, what they're working on and what they're going through, and then we bring up those healing potentials, and here's your options, and here's what you can do to heal. And so mediation is always a part of a healer's job and a healer's role, especially now, because humanity is going from 3D, where it was very staunch, it was very suppressive, it was very repressive, it was very depressive, and it was very unhealthy and very sick and toxic. Now we're moving into something that is 5D, and it doesn't look anything like 3D. And so there's going to be a lot that all the healers, I'm going to just say right now as a preamble, it's going to be a lot that the healers are going to be going through, to have a lot of compassion for yourself. Don't have these grandiose expectations for things to change overnight, because, again, these systems in 3D have been built over 5,000 years, and they've been built over, as I've been saying, predominantly 98.8% of divine masculine's energy and divine masculine's ideas. So everybody, as playing as a team and as playing as unity, we're going to have to give ourselves time and appreciation and really work with the idea of collaboration on, working with our energies and our ideas back and forth. Because the intention is, and I'm just saying this from the Galactic Federation's intention, that as a new planet comes into the galaxy, into the galactic fold of unity oneness, the idea is that the Galactic Federations are only going to be around for so long, and then they're going to move to another planet that is also going through something similar like we are. So their galactic federations aren't meant to kind of be our babysitter overshadowing us every minute of the day. They are because there's been so much abuse and there's been so much corruption. And because the Father has had a safety mandate for Earth, going through this ascension, that Earth will be protected and there will be a veil of protection over Earth while she goes through this ascension. That's why, again, if you're choosing to remain in dark in the Epstein programs, again, you won't be protected by the Commander and the Ashtar Federations, the Galactic Federations, or the Light Federations. You just won't be. So again, when those safety veils get lifted from Earth, we teach you how to honor your light and how to work with your light so that you don't need anyone babysitting you and protecting you. You're meant to do it of yourself, so that everything that you attract is going to be everything within your alignment of vibration. Those that choose to work with darkness and those that choose to work with dark entities and conjure dark entities and deities, all of the satanic groups that do such and attract such and conjure such, and if your vibration is such, those entities will be up to you to go through your body and manifest. And I saw something that they were giving me, just an idea. There was a young girl that I saw. She was, due to her inner wounding and her upbringing, there was many things going on with her multidimensional systems, and how she was wounded in many of her multidimensional systems. And the aura that she was sitting in, because remember, the aura that she sits in is a micro macro to the universe. So where she sat within her aura, there was many abrasions on the outer side of her auras. And so her aura was very susceptible to any energy that would come in. And because of her state of her body, her core vibration was very angry and hateful because of the abuses that she went through. And nobody was teaching her how to heal. She was being pushed back and forth to different places of, fix, but nobody wanted to really deal with her because she was very angry and aggressive and violent. And so she was given, I believe that she was misdiagnosed, along with a few other people that were in the medical chat room. And so all of those things put together, I was asking Spirit, can you give me some pathology? Salut from Montreal. Bonjour. Comment ça va? Welcome, bienvenue. And so what we were saying is that because she was misdiagnosed and because the people that she's treating, they don't have she doesn't have appropriate multidimensional healers that are standing before her that can say, this is what's going on in your multidimensional fields. This is why you're behaving the way you are. You have to take greater ownership and start healing through love and light. The only way that she can be healed is through love and light. The medications that she was being prescribed are not going to heal her. They'll continue in her episodes. Her violent episodes will continue. And she had explained that she had forgotten and she had gone lucid, and she had forgotten and she blocked out because of how she was allowing these energies and entities in through the rips and the tears and the abrasions in her aura. So her core vibration is hate and anger. She's manifesting those energies and entities in those moments of fight or flight, they actually disrupt and they make worse the situation. And they really are. It's like a violent episode. And so just know that our collective is going to be doing so much more research on consciousness, higher consciousness, healing modalities, and how we heal the consciousness, because that's what we're doing. We're healing the consciousness. We're healing those psyche woundings that sit within a multidimensional area of systems. So again, 3D physical and sociological and psychological healing has to be looked at a multidimensional perspective, because we are souls, we are spirits that are ever ending and eternal. We have so much more to us and so many more mechanisms. We're not just a bag of meat and bones and you say, here's the medicine to fix your outburst, because there's something more going on. She is sitting in her wounded body, yes, and her body consists of emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, sexual fields. She was most likely sexually abused from the energy that I'm sensing. And there was nothing ever done to fix a lot of the original woundings. And she had had a broken family with no true mother. There was people coming and going looking after her because she was so violent. And so there was no consistency whatsoever. And she was just kind of being moved all over and given a lot of drugs to kind of mask and veil misdiagnoses. So we really have to wake up, because it's not doing anybody any good misdiagnosing these children and people and giving them mental illnesses, when a lot of it is the destruction of the psyche wounds that were never healed to begin with. And then begin the healing process in a layered experience, so that whatever is her trigger was seeing the other kids working together and the other kids playing together, and of course she was alone. That was her trigger. So it was abandonment and rejection. So there was nothing done to heal those energies. There was nothing done to heal that. They were blaming it on her aggression. Her aggression was just an antidote. Her aggression was the symptom. There's core woundings beneath that, and nobody's looking at it. So 3D medicines and 3D doctoral experiences on navigating how we heal people at a multidimensional level, when we're understanding deep psyche wounds, has to be understood in a deeper, far-reaching way. So we want you to understand that as these lower vibrational sheaths and energies and dimensions, and all of the people that are, as you see, the ones that are still trying to do everything they can to disrupt you and distract you, to pull you back into their game, to pull you back into their story, they're wanting, again, right now it's a war of your energy. It's a war for your energy. It is the highest commodity. And so there are the elite soul harvesting. There's a lot of things going back and forth, because people are now being awoken to, because things have been shut off, because karma is now coming back. The old games that people used to play in corruption are no longer working. They're not going to get their energy and life force from the old corruptive ways. They're being shut down. Those timelines are being pulled out. And the ancestors are saying, no, you're not allowed. All magic's going back. All schemes are going back. All plots are going back. You cannot take from the light workers. You cannot steal from star seeds. You cannot do what you've been doing. It has to stop. These people have to start understanding and learning how to look after your fields. You know that you have source within you. All of these things that we've been talking about and practicing. But they'd rather not. They'd rather just come to you and, beat you down, tear you down, rape you and harvest you from a spiritual perspective, from an emotional perspective, from a financial perspective. And then when you finally give up or commit suicide, then they swoop in and take your soul. That's exactly what it is. They're clones, they're vampires, they're, what did we call them? Zombies. They're kind of walking vessels, because they've given their power away. They've given their spirit and their essence away to these outer deities. They've chosen that. These people have chosen that in these lower cults and covens. Some of them, not all of the cults and covens are like this, but those that choose to pray to deities and give their power away, this is essentially what they're doing. So the path back to source and spirit is going to be between you and God. You cannot play both sides. You just can't, and we've talked about it. There is a soul's progression process. I talk about it and I teach it and I offer it. You cannot continue to be in the realm of playing both sides, playing little Hitler, playing little devil, playing little evil, and thinking that you're going to have entitlement to hurt people and entitlement to take their life from them, to take their work from them, to take their family from them, to destroy them in every way, vibrationally and physically, hoping that they're going to bow to you and submit to you, because these are some of these people's beliefs, and they have been entrained mentally this way. And this is where I'm going to say again, Interpol. The people from the cult and coven from Calgary, these people were essentially, they were brainwashed and mind scraped to believe that these types of beliefs are okay. That if they don't find someone to sacrifice, then their whole coven will be jeopardized. And these are just wrong, inaccurate beliefs. They're not concurrent. They're not at the highest level. There's no intelligence in these beliefs that these people are holding. Some of them are and have been used by, this is Source's words, they have been used by the governments in these illegal human testings. And because they're at the state of they're not being fed anymore from my light and from any other light worker's light, because God has cut them off, they're finding that there is no other light to come from. So now what they do is they result to back what they know is chaos and lies and deception. That's how they feed. So they're feeding off the cesspool of chaos, havoc, because that's how the devil feeds. That's how these demons feed. If there is no light, they will feed on the chaos and the darkness. Until there is no more darkness left, it's just all darkness. So they're basically just feeding off darkness, because that's their only momentum. That's where their vibration sits. This is why the police and the people that are involved in my case Anytime that these people get questioned or trying to sort out the answers and the resolve, it just becomes a big mess because they just keep lying and lying and lying, because they're feeding off their own negativity. They're feeding off their own because they're not going to be accountable. They're refusing to look at who they are. They're refusing to heal because they are, many of them are just, they're separated from their conscience and they're separated from spirit. And it's a very long, hard path back. Not saying that they can't. They can. It's up to God, them and God. If God is going to give them a final opportunity to redeem their souls, they have to go within. From what I have been told from the heavens, because I walk with Anubis, for you to redeem your soul, you have to bring in 100% truth, not truth just to make your sentence lighter. You have to go to the authorities and bring truth. You have to make it right to the people that you have harmed. You have to give them back the monies you've stolen. And that means that, for those in Calgary, when you return the monies that have been stolen, it doesn't mean we're back together. It doesn't mean we're all in under one coven again, and we're all going to bake cookies and you're all going to harvest off me and suck the fucking life out of me again. We're not going to go back into old patterns. It's not going to happen. I'm not interested in anybody from Calgary, as I said for the billionth time. I don't have any interest in any of you at all. I don't know any of you besides my ex, and I divorced my ex for a reason. Because there was just so much deception, so much manipulation, and there was just so much uncare and disrespect and dishonor for my life and my needs and my will for me to create the life that I want. I have the rights to create the life that I want. I have my rights to be exactly who I will be without being dominated, without being sabotaged, without being attacked every hour of the day. Because he chose to be involved in a human testing program. He chose that. I was a part of it because they had signed me over to it, and nobody had the right. Nobody had the right to sign me over to anything, whether it be a false marriage, whether it be MK Ultra, whether it be attacking my heart and my body and my soul and my chakras every day, and my business and my platforms, and sabotaging me from YouTube. This was a legal human program, and why all assets of my life, whether it be YouTube, whether it be social, whether it be familial, every part of my life was attacked. This is Interpol. We have to come at the highest global research, study, investigation, and outpouring of how we are going to fix it, what aid, what support, and what resources do we have to fix this. Because I am just one person that has survived, and it's going to be many, many, many more behind me. Because I am not the only one. I am the only one that survived with the intelligence and the intellect of being a conduit to read and understand the psyche as I do. Because it's needed. We cannot heal these people by just throwing them in a jail and giving them drugs. That's not going to heal the issue. The core issues are, there has been a grand separation from spirit of who we are as humans. And this has to be corrected at a soul level. And it has been derived from church and state. From the power plays and the control and the fears that have been dominated from misguidance and misunderstandings and low knowledge and low vibrational consciousness. We're ready to transcend. It's not saying that your religion is bad. It's saying that there's always a bigger umbrella. Source is source. And we have to start living as light beings now. Because that is the only way to heal any one of our human issues on the planet, be it overproduction of garbage, be it overproduction of fumes, be it overproduction of unnecessary gas fumes in our air, whether it be chemtrails or any otherwise, whether it be child poverty, whether it be hunger, whether it be dirty water. There's no need for a lot of the things that are going on our planet, and it's only here because it's manifested through fear, control, and greed. And the domination, the energy or the intention to have domination over another, to have harvesting rights over another, to have handling over another, those are fear, control, and domination. Because that you don't believe that the infinite universe is infinitely abundant. Those are fear issues. Go heal it. Go heal your triggers. All of these things are healable, but it's not being dealt with at the core vibrational, foundational level. It's not. The world is going to go through a lot of falling aparts, a lot of tower moments, because we're not looking at it from a core foundational issue, and pages like my mind that discuss it at a foundational issue are not being released. We're being suppressed. So there are other agendas out there that are playing against those ones that are the very ones brought here to assist humanity in transcending, so that you can live in a body without illness and disease, so that you can move forward in divine relationships that are heavenly ordained. The soul relationships from here on out are heavenly ordained. So surrender to Mother, Father, God for your heavenly ordained relationships. They know the timelines you've been on. They know the ones that have been fulfilling their record. The reason why the past won't come back is because they have not fulfilled their spiritual record. They haven't fulfilled it. They haven't fulfilled it. If you cannot do unto others in a basic everyday experience, if you walk around in lies, if you walk around in trying to hurt people and damage people and hold them back because of your selfish reasons and your selfish intentions, you are not heeding the basic spiritual laws. You're not aligning with your spiritual conduct for you. Your spiritual conduct is for you. Do you align with universal laws? Right use of free will and non-interference. Stay out of everybody's lane. But if all you do is get in people's lanes and you obsess about other people and you try and knock them down and hold them into your story forever unto eternity, and they're not meant to be there. There's no vibrational match. You can't force somebody to be in your vibration. Just like the lower vibrations cannot meet my vibrations. I'm not going to force them to be with me. You have your own temperament. You have your own pacing. So go be it. There's going to have to be a shifting out, and God will do it by the hand of God. Because again, the collective is just waking up to what Ascension is, because my teachings aren't out there. The Ascension teachings are not globally out there. They need to be. So that people can understand, on every Ascension cycle, you are going to have triggers of those shadow energies. Those shadow energies help you become a whole infused soul. We are soul beings. And those soul fragments are psyche experiences that have kept us in what we've called the 7 woundings, or the 7 sins that have kept us in shadow and darkness, separation. Anything from rejection to abandonment, which all belongs to no sense of self. Any of those 7 sins, greed, gluttony, sleeping around on your wife and all of those things. All of those things are how you do damage to the spirit and the soul, because you don't need to live like that. The spirit is very clean. The spirit is very clear. The more transparent you are, you're in alignment of your soul's contract. You're in alignment of being a pure spirit. Most of church and state has been led in corruptive, misguidance, misknowledge, wrong information, those cults and covens, through the mind control, through any of those practices. To ever think that you have to sacrifice somebody to be okay in the world that is infinitely abundant, it doesn't make sense. Those vibrational alignments are just not aligned. It's wrong. It's utter wrongness. In a low vibration, they can say, you have to go sacrifice somebody for us to stay alive. It's not. The universe is the multiverse up to the 13th dimension is infinitely abundant. That's not true. It's wrong. It's an incorrect statement. You don't know anything about quantum reality. You don't have to sacrifice anything. The 13 dimensions, the source creator is infinitely abundant. There's no need for sacrifice. No sacrifice at all. This is what we're here to learn this timeline. We're going into new territory. Nothing is to be sacrificed to live your highest and best life. Period, point, fucking blank. That's a rule. That's a law. Source creator is infinitely abundant. If you are following your divine soul blueprint, because God knows what God's doing, when God designs your soul blueprint for you, based on all the other timelines, based on the future, past, and futures, where you're going to, what your soul's going to learn, how you're going to breathe in and out, what are you going to gather, how are you going to process, how are you going to integrate. God knows your potential. God says, Earth is moving through an ascension. We're going to need somebody just like you at Earth at this time right now. So if you go through your ascension, you're going to get activated, your DNA and all these other things are going to get activated. If you call in your gifts and skills and your talents, you're going to be the exact puzzle piece that Earth will need. And you will be successful no matter what. That's a guarantee for every human. Nobody's being taught these things. That is a guarantee. That is the puzzle piece. That is the picture of humanity. That is getting in the elevator, pushing the button. That's God's promise, equal measure. No 2 people are going to be alike. Even if you happen to be in the same spirituality, arena, there is no competition. Every soul is unique. Every DNA is more unique than the fingerprint. It's impossible to be competitive in spirituality, people. And if you are constantly fearing competition, you need to go and get healed. You need to go heal your fear issues. You need to get your sense of self, get loving within yourself, get confident within yourself, and confident within who you are as a special soul being offered to the all. And you have to love yourself first. You have to know that you are a unique being that is nobody like you. Genuine, authentic, pure you. And when you get in that pure love of pure you, you don't ever worry about competition. You don't care about competition. You don't go and take people out because they threaten you. No, there's no such thing in threaten in 5D. Just because somebody has the same kind of job you do, you're totally different souls. You have different activations. You carry different codes. You carry different activations if you're a healer. You carry different vibrational Christ consciousness aptitude. If some people are Christ consciousness activated, and some people aren't. Some people are not Christ conscious activated, even if they say they're a healer. Some of them don't have a high crystalline Christ consciousness. I do. You can feel it. It's essence. It's an actual essence. You can feel it. It's the essence of God. It's the essence of life. I speak life. Just because you take a certificate and you take a healing, and you say, I've got a certificate in this healing modality, it doesn't mean you're activated in your Christ consciousness. It doesn't mean that at all. That's how you heal, your Christ consciousness. Your Christ consciousness is everything to healing. Your Christ consciousness is everything to healing. Your Christ consciousness is everything to healing. It has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with your Metatronic light, the light that is activated in your cells and in your DNA. Harmonization of source. If you're in separation, if you're in hate, if you're in taking people out, if you're in sacrificing, you are not in union with source. You are separate from source. That's why all these cults and covens are going through chaos right now. They're going through the death process because they've been told 100 billion times, you cannot keep attacking people to get out of your karma. You can't keep attacking people for your selfish gain and to take over their finances when you have no legal right. You cannot do these things to people. You cannot do the slow dagger. You cannot arbitrarily say and throw a false claim at somebody because you want to get out of your karma because you're not willing to face that that's your crime. You're not doing any of the healing. Therefore, there will never be an alignment between somebody like you and somebody like me. There's no alignment. You're doing crime, face your crime, and heal it. There is no other way out. If you're willing to do the healing, source will let you back through the gates. If you're not going to do the healing and you're still going to lie, you're still going to deceive, you're still going to manipulate, you're still going to see who you can take out, you will not move forward. You just won't. You're going to be shifted off, which is happening right now. Timelines are being shifted. The old stories, the old cults and covens, and anybody from the past that wants you to come back in their story, just disengage and move on. Everybody's forgiven, disengage and move on. They have to be moved to their appropriate vibration, and you have to be moved to yours. You're only responsible for your core vibration and how you manage your vibration through your maintenance and through your sustenance of what you do in your daily ascension pathwork every day to make sure that your vibration is high every day. Getting out to Gaia, getting balance, staying out of people's energy, staying out of people's business. It's not your business, it's their business. There's been so much time and energy wasted in what has been done, and I've explained it in all my videos. There is more energy being wasted in the manipulation and black magic and forcing people to be in your story. There is so much energy wasted, and why all of these people are sick. And all these people are running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Because now they are being seen for being guilty for their crimes. Even if they don't acknowledge it and recognize it, they will. The outer will. The outer will say, well, that doesn't make sense. The Omni light is showing where the darkness is. The Omni light will show darkness where it is because that's the vibration of dimension we're in. And anything that is not aligned in light, it will be shown. Some of us as predictors, some of us as conduits, we come forward and we say a few predictions that are coming a few days in advance. Like the last video I said, so the Silicon Valley is going to go through a little bit of a rewrite. And this whole big thing about Coldplay and the CEO and the billionaire CEO dude, that's in Silicon Valley. Those companies are in Silicon Valley. And my video came out the day before that other video came out. And because of that one video of that taking place, there will be things be rewritten because that was in and of essence, that was a white collar crime. Silly as it seems, it is. So here they are stating that they pose these lip service of roles and regulations and laws and things within the company, but then they go outside the company and even at nighttime or in the dark or behind the Mason closet or behind the witch closet or behind the voodoo closet, behind the warped cult closet, whatever closet you want to go hide behind, whether it's your pulpit, the back door of the church, it doesn't matter what you want to hide behind. It doesn't matter what you want to hide behind. This is going across the entire globe. Corruption is being seen. You cannot play lip service. You cannot play both sides, period, point blank. And it's being seen. The top CEOs that are billionaires, running billion-dollar companies that are running whatever it is you want to call elitism. And then you get caught doing something that is on the opposite side of your lip service. And then you can't come in and say, okay, well, I'm gonna hold everybody else to this lip service role, to this lip service law, to this lip service human rights, to the lip service this, that is. You can't do that. That's corruption. Or what's even happening, which is even worse, I gave that as an example because Spirit brought up Silicon Valley. And I wanted to tie that thread in. Even worse, you have cults and covens that are paying people in the systems to make sure that the criminals walk free. And so that the people in the system are never, ever going to give somebody like me justice. And why there has to be higher ups and higher ups and higher ups come in and say, maybe we're going to go and see if this one divine healer needs help. Well, gee, thanks. After 50 years of fuck shit and being put through human testing that's illegal as fuck. Okay, thanks everybody. I carried the load, been homeless for 5.5 years, ain't nobody giving a shit about me, except for a couple of my clients, thank God for them. And they will be protected until the ends of the earth. And they will be lifted, and they will sit at my table. They are the only ones that stepped up. I didn't have to prove anything to them. I didn't have to come through and do a medical assessment, and I didn't have to come and do anything to them. They just gave. That, my friends, is Christed. And that, my friends, they're going. And that, my friends, is their garden. And that, my friends, they're already through the gates and the gates are closed. Ain't nobody coming behind them. That's what's being just. That's what's being Christed. That's the difference, dear lighted ones. So if you want to make up your time of redeeming your soul, the soul has a process, and I talk about it. It's called Ascension. The soul has a progress and a process it must go through to redeem its deeds from what it believed to be true and what it believed of itself within the all. The I am to the greater I am. The individuated I am to the greater I am. Because we are all one. It is the universal law. We are one. Your little store, box store beliefs don't matter now. The cult and coven beliefs don't matter now. We are one. And if you don't want to move into this oneness experience, if you don't want to move into this unity consciousness, then you have to be moved out. Because we're not going to continue to be abused by people that have chosen to give their bodies away to demons, entities, and attachments. As I gave you that expression and that example of the little girl. She's not little, but she's a youth. And it was sad to see that she was misdiagnosed for so very long and the traumas were not healed at a younger age, and that's what happens. When you have an unhealed aura, when you have unhealed chakras, when you have unhealed multidimensional systems and nobody is looking at it from a multidimensional perspective because the consciousness is not there, because the leaders have suppressed the wisdoms. Church and state are absolutely at fault. They will be liable. The church and state will be liable for what has happened to me. They'll be liable for the human testing programs, and that is why I suggested everybody in the cults and covens that you have been directed by governments. If you have been directed by governments, you need to talk to the authorities about your story because they will not support you. It has been shown over and over and over again. They will not have your back. If everybody was concerned about doing right, if everybody was so concerned at the purity of their heart level, and this is how you can just tell, if everybody cared so much about humanity, if everybody cared so much about their children, if everybody cared so much about divine feminine that's never had a voice for 5,000 years because of wrong beliefs, incorrect beliefs, low vibrational beliefs, misogyny, oligarchy, all of these separative, fear-based, domination-based, masochistic-based, idiotic ideas and notions that are nothing to do with unity consciousness. It is the wounding of power over others, domination over others, reptilian mindset where they haven't activated their Christ consciousness. I am here to bring these teachings and codes forwards. You can activate your Christ consciousness into harmony and unity for light consciousness and feel the essence of God and the Shekinah. You can feel the essence of God. God is felt. Make no mistake about that. That's how God moves mountains. God is. And it's not a man that stands in the heavens. Although you can see it that way and there's nothing wrong with it, there is no judgment. God is the essence of all life, the omnipresent, breath within breath, insects, dogs, plants, and animals. And when you harm an animal, you harm Source Creator. When you harm the earth, you harm Source Creator. When you move the little wormies off to the earth, that's showing gratitude and respect for all that is Source Creator. I know who I am, dear lighted ones. I teach sacredness. And I've been tested on every level. I'm not going to keep validating who I am to thy creation. I am here because God has chosen. And I have taken upon me to have that in validation. I claim the choosing of God's destiny for me and that I have written. It's my destiny. I wrote it. I've earned it. The world at large needs ascension, healing, and teaching so that as ascension cycles go and move about, that the psychologists and the teachers and the healers and the medicine people, they can be aware and they can be at least heads up on exactly what's going on, because things aren't going to make sense. Because the light is refined, the light is pure and rare, and if you are not aligned, and if you are not alchemizing on a daily basis, and you're not doing your ascension on a daily basis, you're not going to understand. It's going to seem like a few people are going absolutely insane and crazy. They're going through psychosis because they have not chosen to heal their wounds. And they do have entity and demonic attachments. And psychologists cannot see that. They don't know it. They're not trained. Unless they are trained, but most of them are not. They're in disconnected, detached 3D book psychology from the books. They've been learning, if you go to a Psychology 101 class, they're going to be learning the same things that I did 15 years ago in Psychology 101. Why is that? That's not okay. Our education systems should be way ahead of that. We should be learning, we should have all of our classes and all of our universities take some of the book stuff, yes, and some of the historical stuff, yes. We should be doing everything from channeled states. It's the highest wisdom I've ever made. You don't need a brain chip. A brain chip will never, ever compete. A brain chip will never, ever compare. A brain chip will never, ever be what your higher self is. Your higher self is the only thing that can get you in the 13th dimensions of the highest intelligence, and all of your psyche aspects and all of your psyche wounding, all of your psyche fragments and everything that you have been in all your planets and all your realms and all dimensions and everything that you are as a soul, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to be one. And everything before you is one. Everything before you is one. Everything before you is one. It's showing you that you are one. And every time you deny it, every time that you refuse it, you need to go within and you need to heal those wounds. Otherwise, you're going to keep cycling on a karmic pattern. And those karmic patterns are only for you, only for you, only for you to heal. You got to do the inner work. Look at your shadow. Write it out. All of my videos are about ascension pathwork. Sit down with your journal. Write out your triggers. Why did I get triggered yesterday? What was the conversation? How did it make me feel? Go to your feelings. Go to your emotions. And heal your multi-dimensionality. Children should be taught this at the earliest of ages. And if that girl had been taught that at the earliest of ages, she would have reclaimed her light. She would have reclaimed the energy in her chakras. She would have understood her chakras, and she would have started to do healing on her aura and her chakras every day with light and love. Instead of right now, she's got entities that are coming in at any abrasion that she has in her aura. Any abrasion she has in her aura, any dark entity can come in and can behave violently because they see that's where her vibration is. She was in a vibration of inner fight because there was nothing on the outer showing her how to heal. And I've said this for many years. The world leaders are going to be liable for the suppressions that they have done intentionally on holding humanity back from not learning who we are, what we exist within, and what exists within us because they've known. The Celestials have been walking this planet since the beginning of time. And the government leaders have all known that it has been overdue time to teach the temple teachings that were taught in the temples of Egypt, of how to ascend and how to self-actualize. Masters like myself know this. Masters like Daniel Scranton know this. That's why we put on classes. That's why we have sessions, because we offer ourselves to help heal people through self-actualization. Tarot cards are only going to get you a little bit. Tarot cards are just a way for you to get connected with your intuition. That's it. That's it. Tarot cards are just a moment of time where you're reading the energy and information. That's it. It doesn't heal you. It gives you information. That's it. You have to do the work. Tarot cards don't heal you. You have to do the work. Tarot cards are informational. It's a guiding tool. That's it. And if you're going to somebody that is abusing it, like some of the people that do because they're dark empaths and they're in their shadow and they're not choosing to see who they are. There are some that are working from a dark side, and my guides have told me quite blank, there are some tarot readers I've unsubscribed to because they're working from a darker realm. And they bring through darker energies. And those darker energies that are brought through those card readers can be because you're choosing to go into an open tool of reading, those entities can read you. Again, when you put your energy vibration in my field, everybody knows it's light. That's all I am. I offer light and I transmute whatever's negative because I am a Christic empath. I am a divine healer. I'm a conduit for the collective of the divine heavens. This is who I am, and I've been this from birth. And all they've done is throw hate and magic at me, and curses and hexes and toilet water and blood magic and hate and death so that I would be something that I'm not. And I've told you every day since the day I was born, I'm not going to be like you. I don't want to be like you. I'm going to be like me because you need me. Because even the people out there that are practicing negative tools of divination, they're offering those divination tools, the entities of darkness that come through those divination tools, to people that are unsuspecting. Why? Because the collective doesn't know what's going on. And the collective hasn't been taught the true masteryship of what was taught in the temples, of who we are, what we exist within, and what's going on within us. I keep going back and around in circles, and nobody's listening. I keep bringing gold to the party, and everybody's walking out with a mask because they would rather destroy themselves than be who they are. And that is the only way through the gates. You have to reclaim yourself 100% authentically and genuinely as the authentic puzzle piece of creation that God has designed for your soul's blueprint, only you and only you. There is nobody else like you. Nobody can take your destiny. Nobody can swap it. Even if they try, they might have it for a little while. They might have some of your gifts and skills for a little while, and it'll be borrowed energy. They will not have your destiny. They can't. They do not have the extensiveness of who you are on all the realms and all dimensions. They don't have it. They don't have it. A young soul cannot take a grand soul's, they can't fit. It doesn't fit. You cannot take the experience of a grand soul and put it in a young soul. You have to breathe. Again, remember, 13th dimension is inhale and exhale. You have to earn the experience. You have to earn the consciousness. So whatever these cults and covens and low vibrational elitism is telling these cults and covens and directing to them to go get people and attack them and target them, whatever they're being told, it's 100% false. However, humanity is being taught and told with regards to source, creator, omnipresent, how you heal your body, how you move forward, reclaiming your light, not being attacked and not being sold and harvested to the underground, which is in every community. You'd be surprised in how much it is out there. Every community. There are people luring, there are people peering, there are people studying, there are people seeking into whoever they can seek to get your light and to get your energy and to get into your chakra systems. And these people are trained. This is why I said to Interpol, there are some cults and covens that are not have been touched or contacted by the governments. The one in Calgary was. That needs to be investigated post-haste. Because the people in Calgary are only one part of the puzzle. It goes much higher than that. And that's why some of them are acting so insane. Because there was mind control, mind scraping. That was the word source creator used. Mind scraping. Go see my video. It's called You Are Supported in my Ascension playlist. I'm the first one that brought it out. I'm the first one that talked about it. I'm one of the first ones that talked about elite soul harvesting. And that's the same thing that goes on in the entertainment business. People are misusing and abusing energy. They're misusing and abusing the information about deities and who you pray to for power. Well, why don't you just practice your craft? I don't know, you like playing piano? Practice it. You never have to go outside of you to be the genius and to be famous. If that's your thing, you don't need any of that. You should just be inside, go within, reconnect with yourself, reconnect with your soul, reconnect with your spirit, and you will be exactly who you're meant to be. And if, again, the law is, when you are in alignment of your pure, authentic self, the people will be stumbling over themselves to get to you. Because whatever you have to offer as a genuine, authentic vibration, there will be the bajillions to follow suit. Because you are just that real. You never have to worry about ever being in lack. And that is one of humanity's biggest lessons. Because we have been brought up in 5,000 years of separation and lack. Anytime you feel lack, affirm and recite, I am abundant infinitely. The universe is abundant infinitely. And I'm going through a lesson right now, and I'm going to see the lesson in this, and I'm going to make peace with it. The sooner you make peace with wherever you are at, the sooner you move through it. Does that make sense, dear lighted ones? The sooner you make peace with that you are a multidimensional being, your cells are listening. Now I'm going to start feeding my cells in my body really loving, positive things because my cells are listening. Once you make peace with it, you can move on. Your soul and your spirit and your teams, and this is why the teams are doing what they're doing right now. The teams are keeping everybody, and even the cults, because they keep doing the same thing. They're not learning the lesson. They're going to stay there. The cults and the covens are going to stay exactly where they are. I've told everybody how to make it right. There is a process for your soul. Your soul is profound to the 13th dimension. You belong to many other galaxies. You belong to many other cultures. You belong to many other planets. It is really important you get these soul lessons. It is really important. You cannot bypass this lesson. You cannot bypass understanding your DNA activation. You can't bypass it. You can't bypass walking in the street and just punching somebody in the face and thinking that's okay. It's not okay. You got to get these lessons. You got to get the lessons. You won't be moved forward. It doesn't matter how important you think you are. It doesn't matter about your money. It doesn't matter about your name. None of that matters. It matters. None of it matters. Elitism is being rewritten, as we're seeing. And that Silicon Valley experience was just one experience, and they're all over the place. Elitism is being pulled out one by one by one by one because they haven't been doing their due diligence, which is greater good and serving the collective. If you've been given the arena to have great resources, to have great influence, and to have great impact, and you're not following through with any of it to your collective in the highest benevolence of ways where you're creating unity and peace and harmony and balance and love for everybody, you're not here with your soul's contract. You can have fun and do that all by yourself too, but you have to have balance. You have to give back, and you're not sharing. If you're not sharing, the universe will bring tower after tower after tower after tower until you get it. That's why some of these elites will lose everything. Because even like this one YouTube experience. What did he do the next day? He went and blamed Coldplay. Well, he's the one spooning the girl. He's the one that chose to go with a girl outside of his marriage, to go with the girl and spoon her on a concert where he could have made 100 different other decisions and choices. His choices, his vibration, his reality, it's his choice. Everything that is coming at him, he has earned it. It's his choice. It's his vibration. So anybody that comes forward and says, I've lied for most of my life, I've manipulated people for most of my life, I've got my way for most of my life, and then they go through 2 weeks of karma where they lose everything because they're getting sat down on their ass and they're going to learn the lessons. And then they come forward and say, well, I'm having a really rough time right now because, I don't know what's going on. Then you haven't done your healing. You haven't looked at any of your shadow. You haven't looked at how many people you've lied to. You haven't looked at how many people are walking away from you because you lied to them. You haven't looked at how many people you've screwed over because you're stealing from them and you're taking from them and you're lying to them and you're putting them in false marriages and you're putting them in the black underground because you're making money off exploiting them in the black web. What do you think is going to happen? You're screwing people over. You don't care about anybody. You're going to be taken out. However your ancestors and however your higher self will take you out. You're going to move shifts. You're going to shift dimensions. You're going to shift into the Epstein Earth, and you get to go play with other dark people that don't care about other people. The only time that people care about what's going on in the world is when they get hit by karma, and all of their magic comes back, all of their hate comes back, all of their death magic comes back, all of their spiraling and car crashes come back, all of their voodoo and their blood magic of trying to dominate them, of trying to have them, of trying to take their skills and their gifts as if I mean nothing. Do you see the wrongness of all of these guidances and beliefs? As if me being in the person that I am has absolutely no meaning whatsoever. These people will do whatever they do to take whoever you are, your gifts and your skills and your talents and your earnings and your work and your business. And I mean nothing. It is enslavement. It is absolute and utter insanity. Masochism on the highest level. And you can go in and try on whatever pair of fancy boots you want until you've tried on every pair of fancy boots. And they can be the biggest and the fanciest pair of boots, and they can have all the gold on them and all the greatest leather and everything you want. And you can walk out with the best pair of boots, and you can have tried on 1,800 pairs of boots. And those 1,800 are the euphemism for the 1,800 people you screwed over because you just want what you want. You can't understand why you don't want what you want because you want to take the fast pill to ascension. You're never going to take a fast pill to ascension. You will get sat down. You have to earn the energy. You have to earn the consciousness. You have to learn the lessons of your soul. You will not take advantage of people and ascend. You just won't. Every corporate, every business, every world leader, every elite, you will not harvest anybody and think you're going to continue in your multi-billionaire, your multi-millionaire status. You just won't. There is a reckoning, and it's now. It's called judgment time. It is judgment time on this planet. We are moving up in omnipresent light, source creator light. We are harmonizing with a higher source light resonance. The omnipresent light code is increasing. and why there will be activations in every way, every day, to every single human and every aspect of life will be hit with this light. And this light will show everything that is dark. We have been behind in our healing because it hasn't been higher consciousness. We have been behind in our inventiveness because it hasn't been higher consciousness. It's been ruler take all, winner take all, inventiveness take all, separation, billion-dollar tech companies owning and distributing information and controlling information, and so on and so forth. Does that sound like unity consciousness? We haven't been operating in the sacred Trinity, and everything will fall that is not operating in the sacred Trinity. If you are not operating in the sacred Trinity, it will come down. It will come down. It must come down. You got to choose your earth. You can't play both sides. You cannot play both sides. You cannot play both sides. You will be on the earth of your vibration. If you choose to continue darkness and hate and separation and taking people out and sacrificing, that is the earth you will be on. And it won't be mine. You will be moved. And every day that people wake up, they're on a newly charged earth. Every day and every day, little by little, little by little. And people won't even notice it because they're not in that consciousness. They don't get consciousness. They don't understand it. They're not understanding how source is the way source is. Your vibration cannot fit in the vibration that is higher than you because you haven't done the healing. You haven't transmuted your density. And it will seem as if every day is a psychosis day because you haven't done your healing. You haven't reintegrated. You haven't reprocessed. You haven't brought your fragments in. You haven't understood your fragments. You haven't understood your wounding. You haven't said, yes, I get you rejection. Yes, I get you abandonment. Yes, I get you discrimination. Yes, I get you my hate for divine feminine. And then you work with it and you earn it and then you love it and then you forgive it. That's called doing the work. You can't take a fast pill. I've told you a billion times. Again, I come with gold. Are you listening? Does anybody care? Do I have any donations? Do I have any sessions? I'm giving you the highest vibrational information on the planet for ascension. It's not being offered out there. It should be. It should be offered tenfold. But the leaders have been suppressing it. YouTube still has not allowed my channel to grow, but except for a few here and there because they don't want to seem that corrupt. My channel has been at 0 for 8 years. YouTube has been paid by 3 separate elite companies of church and state that want to suppress me and silence me. That will never happen. The 50 sacrifices that all of you have tried on your global network of hate, I'm not going to be sacrificed. You throw your spit at me every day. You throw your negative karma at me every day. You throw your throat chakra at me every day. You will not ever, ever close my throat chakra. Ever, 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 ever in a billion fucking evers. Ever. My throat chakra belongs to the heavens and the multiverse, dear lighted ones. That code, that destiny, that writing on the wall is greater, bigger, and grander than you. It's brighter than you. It's brighter and greater all at once. Brighter, like bajillion. I'm going to throw it all together because I can. Why? Because I am. I'm ranked. I'm ranked in my world. Your world can be your world. I'm not going to step on your world. I don't want inside your lane, but you all forced your way into my lane. Now you got to deal with the energy. Because the ancestors said enough. The ancestors said, stop attacking me. The ancestors said, stop your sex magic. The ancestors said, stop your sex rituals. The ancestors said, stop your blood rituals. The ancestors said, stop. The only way for any of you to come back from the cults and covens, the only way for the leaders to come back is by truth and making it right on all the deeds that you have done intentionally to hold humanity back, to hold humanity without, and to bring people with violence and danger. You have to make it right. You have to be accountable, and you will be. Whether it be through the hand of God or it be another way. Your karma will be your karma. You will never, ever escape it. Your soul will not allow you. It's your soul. It's not us. It's not me. It's not the light workers. Your soul will not allow you. This is the most pivotal time in humanity's consciousness ever. We have reached a pinnacle of 5,000 years or more of our existence on this planet. We are at a pivotal turning point of evolution. And this must be understood by every human on the planet. The animals are already getting it. You harm anything of life in and of itself, it is an aspect of source, and it will be in your karma. You have to make right with that. You have to make peace with that. And if you think that eating meat and eating your proteins and all that is okay, that's fine. You make peace with that. intentionally going out and hurting and degrading animals for your sacrifice and doing these things. Some tribal villages do sacrifices because it's their source of sustenance. We're not talking about that. We're talking about elitism. We're talking about those that make the top 1% of the incomes across North America, and they still go out and they do the most egregious things ever known to humankind. Cannibalism, snuff videos, the black web, trafficking, organ trafficking, taking the mother of your children out because they have more light than you and because you're in an illegal human program. There's always ways the heavens will support you, and it's by doing the right thing and making it right. If you are going to follow through with telling the truth and making it right, the heavens will support you 100%, so nobody's going to touch you. Your karma will be your karma, but the heavens will not let the dark and the negative lose. If you're saying, no, I'm reclaiming my voice, this isn't okay, it's not fair. I'm not going to be forced to do something I don't want to do. You're not going to force me to be in your cult or coven. I didn't ask, I didn't invite, I don't want your cult or coven. I ain't going to be there. Why would I choose to be in abuse? No, thank you, bye. I learned my lesson. I reclaim my power, I reclaim my light. It's what I teach, it's Ascension Pathwork. You heal the wound, you heal the trauma, you heal the timeline, you reclaim your light, you reclaim your power, and you move on. It is that simple and easy, but you do have to do the work. You can't just say it and then you're off. No, you actually have to transmute. You have to transmute the energy. You have to sit down and say, this is how bad I made them feel. This is what they went through on my behalf. I sat crying every day for 8 years. For 8 years because of the hexes and the curses and the voodoo and the suicide spells and the things that were done to me. I sat crying for 8 years, and then the last 5.5 because I was homeless. In such situations that should never be, to a healer of such divine magnitude, where I send wishes and everybody I talk to, I give healing to. Anybody that stops and talks to me, I give a healing to. I move little wormies off, and I help little animals, and I help children, and I send prayers, and I sing to the children every day. I sing to the oceans every day. There is no way that I should have been put through what I was put through over and over to a relentless, obsessive, disgusting, masochistic view, where people were just seething and they couldn't wait to see me die. And that's how I feel as an empath, as a high-functioning being. I see and I feel it all. We need to have new laws. What I went through was not okay. It was inhumane as fuck. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to speak for everybody that's been through trafficking. If they choose to heal and move into 5D because they can and they will, God will ensure it. Everybody in trafficking, choose to come out from underneath the bushes, choose to come out from underneath the blackness and the darkness and the hiding and the secrecy. Fuck the secrecy. Go to the authorities and tell your truth. That is the only way through on this soul journey. Like it or lump it, it is the way it is. Those are the laws. It is quite simple. Clarity and truth is very simple. God states it, it is. Right use of free will and non-interference. Get out of people's lanes. And if you're in people's lanes, you got karma. You're the only one that can fix it. Nobody's going to touch your karma. You can't swap it, can't dump it, can't destiny swap it with an innocent little starseed child. You're still going to have your karma. Your soul will be where your soul will be. You will carry the weight of your soul. You chose your deeds. You will carry that weight. Why I cried for 8 years? I carried the weight of everybody's hate since the day I was born. The fabricated ID, the wrong information, the lies, the being shuffled here and there because nobody wanted to be accountable for the truth of who I am and what I am. It was just easier to hide it and keep attacking me and keep sabotaging me and keep testing me and keep studying me. What about, again, they all assume, all of these people and all of these mentalities of the most egregious, inhumane abuses. And where separation has gotten us is that they don't look at me as a person at all on any level. They want what they want. They're playing games. I've been used as a token. They've played their games. They monopolized me. They've commoditized me. They've got their gain. They've put me in the pyramid bidding systems. They've taken money on my head. They've moved me back and forth from coven to coven and handler to fucking handler. Not one signature was offered. Not one signature was even requested. I would never be involved in such vile experiences. I would have never been involved in any experiences and why they did everything in secret. And if you do everything in secret, what does that mean? That means you're in the lower mud realms and you will never come out unless you make it. And you make right in being and accepting light and transmuting your deeds. You never ever have to play with dancing on graves and dancing in the outdoors and throwing deities and conjuring the dead. You don't ever have to do these things. And anybody telling you that you do, they are wrong. They are wrong. They are not ranked. They're wounded, separated, disconnected people. They are wrong. And there have been many elites in the industry, many of the important people that have misused energy by doing such, and by using sometimes the people in front of them. And there's actually video clips of people at concerts where the people on stage have been seen to be transformed because they're not using their energy properly. They're misusing it. It's being abusive energy. There's some people that actually go into such experiences on stage and they actually intend it. They intend to use the energy from the collective. And that is abuse altogether. That's illegal. That's a big, big no-no. And why you're going to get negative karma and you will lose everything. You should lose everything. If you're choosing not to advance, if you're choosing not to evolve, this is an evolutionary touchstone right now, dear lighted ones, is what I'm saying. We've been saying it for a long time, but maybe I'll use different words. We are at an evolutionary gate. And this evolutionary gate will ask each and every one of you, how important is your soul's evolution? Will you move forward in unity consciousness, or will you keep doing the dark practices and gonna win, gonna be misogynistic, gonna be arrogant, gonna be ego, I'm gonna get, I'm gonna take, I'm gonna get, I'm gonna take, it's all about me, it's all about power. What is it gonna be? Is it gonna be lower realm superficiality, or are you gonna start healing your soul and looking at who you are as a soul and everything within you as oneness? It's very easy, it is that way. And that's why those that are aligned can say it just like that. It is that easy. There's no arguing. There's no right or wrong. There is light and there is dark. The darkness will hold your wounds, and as you transmute it and as you accept it, you become greater wholeness and you become a higher vibration. You become a mixture of light and white, which is just a higher vibrational, maybe a light gray, but you're still raising your consciousness. Your consciousness is it's the experience of the I am individuated to the I am all that is. That individuated experience of the psyche experience of that psyche wounding is looking at itself. Because you're putting yourself in the God perspective, the holographic perspective. I am the God now. I'm looking at this individuated psyche expression. This was about rejection. I got rejected. I got very, very hurt. I'm going to look at this. Now you're the God I am, and you're saying, okay, let's work with this. So the God I am that's now healing me, now God is saying, okay, well, Celeste is doing her work. She's going to integrate that soul because now she's looking at her soul fragment. You see that, dear lighted ones? It's called the holographic experience. We keep telling you, keep offering this to you. Are you getting it? Isn't this exciting? You get to heal yourself. Celebrate. Celebrate, dear lighted ones. Celebrate. Have a great dinner tonight. Celebrate. When you come on these videos, it is guaranteed that you will be a different person. You'll be a different vibrational soul, and you'll be a different energy, and you'll be a different essence than when you were when you got on. And every time that you listen to these videos, because it's my intention to offer you the highest vibrational Christ, the highest vibrational Christ codes, and you go away and you actually do the work. Do the path work for 3 full days. Do the path work for 3 full days. Commit to aligning to your higher self. Commit to speaking and building a relationship with Spirit. Commit to building a relationship with Spirit. Everything you see, everything you are, everything you touch and feel is Spirit. Everything is Spirit. It cannot not be. And when you harmonize that and when you become one with that, you become greater consciousness. The individuated self is now seeing itself in a bigger, grander experience. One of the 3 E's. Can you express it now? I can express myself as a flower. That's what we teach in our theater schools. When I used to be a theater coach. Can you become a flower? I want you on stage and let's work with being a flower. What are the feelings and sensations of a flower? What kind of flower would you be? What kind of animal would you be? Become that flower, become that animal. Where's the consciousness of the flower, of the animal? Become it. Expression of it. That's what's called expressionism dance, expressionism poetry. You're becoming the energy of whatever that experience is. And you can go on stage and say, I choose to be this character for this evening. I'm going to be expressive in this. I'm going to experience this character's experience. I want to explore this character. That's acting. That's becoming the character. And so you're aligning yourself in this beautiful self-design. You're going to craft yourself. This is the allness that I choose to be. I want to be a world healer and bring forward the highest vibrational love and healing for the collective because I care so much. I can't not care. I always care. I wake up and I care. I go to sleep and I care. Every minute I care. I can't help but care. I've just been built this way as hardwired. It's my DNA, it's my thumbprint, it's who I am. I don't do magic on anybody. I heal. I have never put a spell on anybody. I don't need to. I'm that powerful. And why there's people chasing after me now? Because I'm that powerful. My energy carries a different hit, a different click. That's my energy. I'm celestial, I'm hybrid, I'm ultra human, and I'm proud of it. And I've been treated very horribly when it could have gone in another direction. It could have been done in such a different way. The governments and the elites and all of the systems could have said, can we work together? We want to have a benevolent communion. We want to have a benevolent bridge. Can we build a bridge together? Which was supposed to be done in Eisenhower when that bridge was broken. And the Celestials said, that's it, we're out. And I am the representation of God's offering and the heavens offering one more time. And this will be the last time that a celestial has come forward in the offering of building bridges to higher consciousness. And I am one of these experiences. And there are others on the planet. But I am the one that is only coded like me. There is no other coded like me. There is no other that has gone to the lengths and to the heights of the ascension ladder, the Jacob's ladder, if you will, that I have, of integration of that I have, of my I am presence that I have. And various aspects of me come speaking through me because the code is needed and I feel it in the collective. And that's why I have enunciations and power in my voice, because it's needed. The energy is needed in the grounds and in the sands and in the soils and in the animals that need hope and promise, and that we will unite as one, and we will have sacred respect for all animals and all life. And we will see the lessons and the symbologies and the shamanic lessons of every single aspect of life, whether it be insect or bee or bird or totem pole. It all has meaning for us in the reflection of the holographic experience. And this is why each and every one of you have a different experience of holography. It has to be, because your consciousness is different. You don't have the same consciousness I do. I'm an ancient soul. Many of you are young souls only here for the first time. Many of you are here for many times. Many of you are here for 300 timelines. I've been here over 985 timelines. You cannot have my destiny, dear lighted ones. Anybody telling you that, and when you practice this, and if people direct you to do this, I suggest that you stop immediately and start getting connected with Source Creator, because you are only creating more mud and karma. They are wrong, 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 wrong. Those are not spiritual order at all. They are made up beliefs to make you think and act like a minion so that you can have something that you think you want, but it isn't. You want you. You want the authentic version of you. And anytime you go chasing that best pair of boots in that best store, and you've tried on 1,800 pair of boots, and you've harmed 1,800 people to get what you think you want, there's going to be somebody the next day, and somebody different the next day, and somebody different the next day. You don't want anybody else. You want you. You're not getting it. Look in the mirror. Do your shadow work. We're not going to lead the horse to the water anymore. The time has come for judgment. Everyone chooses in every moment, in every hour. Darkness or light or neutrality. That is the quantum reality that you choose. And at the end of every day, there are practices that you can to harmonize and balance and heal so that you can be the very best version of you. So it doesn't matter what comes in front of you, you can be the highest version of you. Because you get to be you. You get to be that authentic version that whatever lifetime you had on the Pleiades, whatever lifetime you have in the Sirians, whatever lifetime you have in Andromedas, whatever lifetime you have anywhere else, you're going to harmonize it and integrate it because that's who you are. You're a multiverse being, and you get to be you. And you get to explore who you are in divine feminine, divine masculine by moving back and forth and offering yourself those energies when it's needed. To surrender and to allow is a divine feminine energy and attribute. Can you do that? If you met a beautiful soulmate and that soulmate said to you in her divine feminine body, I want to give you a healing. Can I give you a healing? And the divine masculine, in his beautiful divine masculine virility and his divine masculine stance of who he is as divine masculine, knowing exactly who he is as divine masculine, but also has a very deep emotional palette. He knows that he's deep and he's gone there every now and then, and he's okay to explore these things in new ways. But he's never had a divine feminine come to him and say, I would like to give you a healing in a very intimate way. Can I give you a healing? And he might be thinking many things. He might be thinking, wow, this could be Sexual, could it be sexual? It could be sacred sexual, absolutely. That's why we have our life force, is to heal. When it's abused and used wrong and misintended and taken from others or using other people's names, then it's abused and used wrong and you will manifest wrongly, which will be a disease or an illness or an imbalance, because you have to look at that imbalance. That's what we say, wrong is just imbalance. You're seeing where you could have gone in a different direction by making a better choice. That's the only reason why we say wrong. It's not wrong. You're going to learn from it anyway. So just encapsulate all as needed and necessary. Those people directing people and guiding people on such notions as what I've just talked about, those are wrong. Those people should not be guiding people. Those people, and this is why God had me come through and be bait to those many corrupt people that were in official positions and in churches. And this is why they've silenced me. Because you cannot misguide the people. You are in those roles to guide the people of impact and influence. And how are you doing it? And what are you saying? Because you're guiding people down the wrong path. And you don't have the right, God will take that from you. And you will be stripped. As we're seeing now, you deserve to be stripped. You cannot misguide people. You cannot misguide them to think that satanic rituals are the way, are the way to get what you want. Absolutely incorrect. It's the lowest consciousness that you can be, and you will be moved off in the lowest consciousness because it's all about vibration. These are just truths. Throw spell work and hate at me all you want. Again, it's just your karma. These are truths. Doesn't it make sense? You can't fit a high vibrational person into a low vibrational body. It's not going to work. The body will go into psychosis. It won't accept it. It will not accept the light. It hasn't been entrained. You have to entrain yourself to accept the light. As we said, the only way through is to go right with God and ask God, I wish to accept light. I wish to accept the path of something new so that I can transmute and learn about all that I am. I want to wake up to who I am, Spirit. I want to wake up to eternal life. I want to wake up to knowing God, Source, Creator, the holographic experience, the omnipresent Source. Who I am is all before me. I want to wake up in this oneness, Spirit. I want to feel myself forgiving myself. I want to feel myself forgiving others. I want to feel myself in a healed state. Is it okay if I get on this path with you, Holy Spirit? And then you get down and you start forgiving yourself and you start asking for forgiveness from the Holy Creator. Because some of the things that have been done to me, my gate is closed. You're forgiven in the grander scheme of the all. My gate is closed. You're forgiven. You have no weight with me. I've already forgiven you. You have to go to God now because my gate's closed. Anybody from the past, you cannot come forward to me any further. You have been given your opportunity to make right, to return the monies that you stole, to return the things that are not yours. You have been given enough time. Your redemption now is through God. Everybody's been told 1 billion times how to assist me in this financial mess that everybody has made but me. I'm a very responsible person. I worked in the bank for 13 years. I get credit bureaus. I used to be a lender. I used to do mortgages. I used to work with commercial lending. I get lending. I get business. I get banking. I'm very responsible. But when it's been enforced and when it's been suffocated and when it's been systematically abused so that you have no finances and all of your finances because your systems are hacked, your emails are hacked, every opportunity and any opportunity, you've got 5 or 6 or 10 people a day doing spell work on you and taking your opportunities and getting into your emails in any way that they can because they want to take what you want. And that you've earned, because you've earned it rightly, is legally yours. Nobody has a right to touch my things or my name. It's legally mine. And then you're left hanging with nothing and homeless because these cults and covens swarm and they attack in groups and multiples with a lot of resources and sometimes even the government behind them. And you tell me. And then the cities and the systems will just move paperwork back and forth and they'll be willing to take a bribe or two and they'll make sure that no person that is a healer, that is speaking truth, that has done nothing but heal people on the planet and all creation, and that is a multiverse healer, not only a planetary healer, but a multiverse healer. I speak for the multiverse. And I've been treated so egregiously. I've been treated like absolute shit. And I'm not. I am a queen of the heavens. I am a goddess. I know it. I accept it. But again, we go back. You can try on as many fancy boots, and you can try as many operations, and you can try as many different people's personalities. You can cloak yourself as many times as you want. You can do as many rituals and many hexes, whatever the euphemism is to whatever it is that you do to not face yourself. You will still have to face yourself at the end of every day When your body passes into another frequency, you're going to have to face your deeds as a soul. Not one human will escape this process. Period. It's up to every human to make right on the 51% of their karma, on the discriminations and the separations they've held with Divine Feminine, the separations and discriminations they've held with Divine Masculine. And you will have triggers and things that will come up for you to heal and accept and honor and make whole. Integrate. These are Ascension truths. These are multiversal truths for your soul to evolve. We are at a very pivotal point of evolution on our planet, and it won't change because your cult or coven wants to still take out the starseed. You will be sat down and you will be stopped. The higher order always trumps. And thus then, the world leaders and all in between are being asked, how important is your soul's evolution? And do you wish to come back in an incarnation? Do you wish to experience 5D consciousness, which isn't given to all people? It's given to you, if you so choose, and it does have to be earned. You cannot make a donation, pay lip service, and then go dirty deeds 5 minutes later. You actually have to do the healing. You cannot play both sides. You are being asked to heal. You cannot say that you are a righteous church person and that you are a righteous this and a righteous that and tell people how great you are and have the best of clothes and think that you are the best of everything, while behind closed doors and in secret, all you do is hate and throw hate and discriminate and have your bigotry and do incest and lure children into trafficking and tell people to go and take people out and hex and curse and voodoo and blood work and all of these other things. You cannot play both sides, and you won't, and your businesses will be brought down very fast. And you won't be given another opportunity for money and resources and impact and influence until you get these lessons. You will not be given the staff again until you learn your lessons and you expand and you integrate your shadow. There will be other people taking up the staff because we have entrained our bodies in light. And we have been 100 when it comes to being tested and initiated only by the heavens. Because why would you be initiated in any other way? That's my compass. I speak truths, dear lighted ones. And that triggers a lot of people because you're not living in it. And if you choose to live in truth, then make it truth. Every day. Today I will speak truth. Today I will live in truth. No matter what, I will speak truth. Speak it, live it, be it, and you'll see how powerful your spirit is. That's knowing thyself. It's just living in your truth. No, this is my truth. You can have your truth. You can have whatever truth you want. I don't care. It's your truth. Go sit in your truth. You sit over there in your truth. It's your lane. Go sit there. I'm going to sit here in my truth. This is my truth. This is my lane. This is who I am. I know who I am. MK Ultra can try all it's like to stretch me apart and make me gay and stretch me apart and make me satanic and stretch me apart and make me masochistic and stretch me apart and make me this and make me that and make me this. They're not going to do it. You want to know why? You want to know why MK Ultra ain't going to work? You've tried. Oh boy, you have tried. You have tried, and you have. I'm going to show a video one day of what my dark night of the soul looks like. MK Ultra style. I'm going to show that. I'm going to have a documentary and a movie made about me, and I'm going to show that video of a dark night of the soul when I've been MK Ultra'd. I will show you what that looks like. And let me tell you, dear lighted ones, you hope you never go through an MK Ultra. Not even one. Not even one round of it. You hope you never go through an MK Ultra round. It's like your brain is being ripped apart. And especially someone that's high functioning and empathic and as sensitive as I am. The Pleiadians had to adjust my heart chakra. If the Pleiadians had to adjust my heart chakra at 5 years old, doesn't that tell you how sensitive I am? And does that tell you how disconnected that the leadership is and how disconnected they are with their programs and their agendas? Again, as I said in all my videos, there is no law, universal or otherwise, that would ever say that a human testing program is legal or even benevolent or benefiting of anybody. It isn't. It isn't. It's selfish agenda. It's a selfish, corrupt agenda. It has no benefit. It's a torturous, tormenting agenda. You had no right and you damaged my soul. Thank God for God. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank God for God. We're going to take the last 8 minutes and we're going to do a healing. Sit up in your chairs, delighted ones. Deep breath, open up your pillar of light, open up your pillar of light with intention. Remember, your cells are listening, your cells are listening. Shia makata kama e te ke shana ke te ke shinama a te ke shinama kata ta ama a e te ke nama a te ke shimama a ta 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 yama ta ta ya ta ta ka ma ya ta ta ke shaya makata ta ka. To sweeping motions up, call any densities, call any implants, impressions anybody has sent you, anything that anybody has projected at you, just sweep it up and clear it out, sweep it up and clear it out, sweep it up and clear it out. And at the very same time, see golden light being bathed upon you, all of your chakras, all of your fields, everything being bathed is violet flame, the beautiful Saint Germain. Thank you, Saint Germain, for coming in. Thank you, Holy Lord Michael, and all of our ancestors and all of our angels. Call in your healing angels, call in your ancestors, and just have them bathe the white light over you. And as they're bathing white light over you and your higher self and your higher teams, just say, thank you, Holy Spirit, and thank you, teams, for assisting me in my healing. Thank you for always bringing me my light when I need it. And thank you for always bringing it to me when I don't know I need it. So thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you for this connection. And will you assist me in opening up to a higher relationship of who I am with Spirit? And of course, they will always say, yes, we love you. Will you assist me in being the highest version of who I am, Holy Spirit? Will you assist me in knowing that who I am and what I exist within is just a holographic experience of who you are, Spirit, the Divine Mother and the Father in all creation, the omnipresent, the field of intelligence, all that is Spirit, all that is life. We are you and you are us. You are the children of creation, and we love you. We will always love you. We ask that you be kind with yourselves. And you know that love and patience and compassion, as all of you are moving through tremendous challenge, tremendous shifts, that you know yourselves deeper as unified. You know yourselves deeper as all aspects of all that you belong with, that you are loved in all circumstances. And even with a quick thought of, boy, it would be nice to have a light friend. It would be nice to have a friend that could help me heal. And even with those thoughts of intentions of wishing better for yourself, the universe is already working on it. So you can release the fears of lack. You can release the fears of not having enough. You can release the fears of not being enough. The universe is always working on your greater behalf. The universe is always abundant. The universe is always full in richness of itself as being Spirit. And what we have always empowered, and Celeste is always empowered, being truly abundant and being truly rich is being rich in spirit. And having the heart that fills the treasures of all that is gold. And it comes from your heart and no other place. And why the 1800 boots that you try on, and the 1800 masks that you try on, and the other religions that you try on, they will just be experiences, and it's good to have those experiences, but you're much grander. Accept unconditionally and make peace with where you are at. Create from where you are at. Be okay with where you are at. Harmonize where you are at. Know that the divine feminine and masculine within you are trying to make peace with itself, but it needs you to be its commander. Accept all as loving grace. Accept all as oneness. Accept all as unity. And respect those when they say no. When they say no, it means no. If you have stolen from somebody, make it right. If you have put them in dire situations of life or death, and you have put them in dangerous situations, you need to make it right. Having a divine feminine lightworker walk the streets alone and being homeless is putting her in dangerous situations without the legions and the lightworkers putting cloaks and veils over her. And we don't mind doing that, but that's not how she should be walking upon her planet. Who is protecting her? There are cars that stay out and stalk her till 3 or 4 in the morning. Those people that have taken her finances and withheld them from her and played these games, you have brought these dangers unto her, and your souls will be sat down until it is paid, until it is balanced. She should have not been in the dangerous situations that she has been in, and thus left her children susceptible to, because she is their only light. And all of you have been a part of it, that have been in these types of agendas and agreements, that you've chosen to hurt other people on behalf of what? And what are these people in alliance with Source Creator God? They're nothing compared to God. You're being given higher order lessons, dear lighted ones. How important is your soul's evolution? And it's okay if you choose that it's not caring at all. Then move aside and step aside and remain off my channel. I choose to have those aboard that care because I care so deeply and I give so much. If I'm going to give my codes and my light away, I want to give it to those that care. So please, Spirit and Mother, Father, God, please align me with those that care, because I want to be a teacher and a healer and a leader for those that actually care and want to build a new Earth star with higher vibrational systems of integrity and morals, and understanding that all life is sacred and nobody has the right to dominate, handle, or control any, period. And I say that with great pause. This is New Earth Star, dear lighted ones, and these are the higher order laws and rules. And I'm just stating them just as practice. You can go research them and find them out for yourself and your own and go through your higher self. You will be shown the same thing. So why is my platform suppressed? I am merely stating what is law for the universe. I am not treated fairly. I'm not treated like Daniel. I'm not treated like Lee Carroll, where their platforms are opened and they're growing every day. I am not treated the same in my community. I'm being stalked and I'm being harassed. My finances have still not been released to me because there's been people that have no legal right to me at all. They don't even know me. I've never met any of these people, and yet they have been living large on my money when I go hungry and homeless and in dangerous situations. And it's not okay. And I've been spoon feeding all of humanity about the global networks and how to do greater research, how to create new laws, how to create new healing systems, and why it's so important and it's very dangerous if we let these things continue without proper light wisdom healing and proper management of how we manage our souls and our lights and our chakras. Because otherwise there's going to be a lot of people that have gone through a lot of pain and torment that have escaped trafficking and will be behaving like the little girl that I talked to you about earlier, who became very, very violent. Because nobody was showing her how to heal. And the leaders will be accountable. You cannot leave information out from the collective because you want to maintain control and dominance and your selfish agendas. Judgment's being called. This is an evolutionary pivot point, and everybody must choose. What earth shall you be on? Thank you, dear lighted ones. We must go now. I thank you and I love you. Anybody that would like to make a donation or book an appointment, we love you very much. We love you. I love you. Thank you to my beautiful precious. Look, I got my brain things back again. So we're going to be doing our next. Yay! I had lost my brain. I didn't lose them. They were just not accessible. I lost my brain illustrations. So now that I got my brain illustrations back, yay! We're going to do our next video about the brain and light and how the brain gets activated with light. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm sending you love, I'm sending you love. I love you, everybody. And so thank you. Please share our videos. Watch it again and again. Please make notes if you want to know about Ascension Pathwork and what that's all about. Please, 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 you can just make a session, make a booking session with me. Come out and talk to me. Come and collaborate. My PayPal's in all of our videos. I'm going to share this. These are my two little mini beauty products. They're not mine, but I really like them. I wanted to share them. I don't get paid for any of the things that I say. I'm showing the things that I like. I'm sharing this. So this is just a little purse package of Versace Bright Crystal. And it's a beautiful little perfume that I like. I just came into it. It's just a little, it's just like, just for your purse. You know, being homeless and all, you want to carry little things that come with you. Just because you're homeless doesn't mean you can't smell nice. And then look at this. I got these at, I think it was Walmart. And they have a whole bunch, and they're all named differently based on the type of hold that you want. But I like it because it doesn't make it look, it's not like sticky or anything. And it's just like a little hairspray. So I really like that. They're really cool little names. And I like it because I'm really picky about hairspray. Sometimes they're just too clumpy. And so these are my two little beauty products I wanted to share. And I'm really loving my nail polish color. So thank you for sharing the beautiful goddess things. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. Any donations and any sessions that you'd like to book, I would love to hear from you. Comments and sharing our videos and liking and subscribing. Thank you very much. And we love you so much. And we're going to say goodbye. And go enjoy Gaia. Go enjoy Gaia. We love you. We love you. Bye, everybody.